Hi, everyone. I really wasn't expecting all you guys to show up out of nowhere, not gonna lie. Holy crap, I gotta complain more often. Oh well, that's not what we're doing today. This time I want to hype up my favorite art and story tropes. The ones that'll get me on board enough to at least try the series out. Is this a serious literary analysis of the various story conventions that have stood the test of time and why? Is this just an excuse for me to info dump in an easy-to-script numbered format? Watch till the end to find out! Number 1. I will find you in every life. Yeah, we've all seen the TikToks. Can you guys tell that I'm a hopeless romantic? Or that I was gay and on Tumblr in the 2010s? Actually, what am I talking about? I'm gay and on Tumblr in the 2020s. I never left. Okay, so this trope is not, dude, they're not into you, back the hell off. I'm talking about some cosmic, not even time and space will stand between us stuff. Or the one who knows their feelings are reciprocated but waits patiently no matter how long it takes. Yeah, I know that's technically two distinct things mashed together. I just thought they were too similar to each get their own separate category. To me, the vibe is the same. This trope also has the honorary title of thing that actually made me invested in a male/female couple with The Good Place. I swear, this damn show makes me cry at the finale every single time, and I literally have issues with emotional blunting. Big spoiler for the end of season 1, wee woo, spoiler. But the show is set in the afterlife and follows 4 people who ended up in heaven by accident. Well, turns out that they actually didn't, and this never-ending social awkwardness is their torture. So this results in the demon running the project, who's my favorite character by the way, but that's for later, erasing their minds hundreds of times because they keep figuring it out. Chidi and Eleanor were already so ridiculously different in every way you'd use to calculate compatibility, it could have almost been a crack ship in another universe. But they not only fall for each other, but they do it over and over and over again. And it's really cool because they aren't blandly perfect as a couple. They do fight. They have wildly different ways of thinking about things and really need to do the work to see through that new point of view. And they're insecure about whether or not they're good enough for each other. It could have so easily been a soulmate story, but they genuinely feel like two people who are choosing to love each other every time they're forced to start over as opposed to some grand inevitability. Then of course, come on, how can I not talk about Good Omens? 31 days left at the time of this recording till season 3, let's go baby! Yes, I'm still calling it a season out of stubbornness. Crowley and Aziraphale, an angel and a demon who are heaven and hell's representative on Earth, have been secretly friends, quote, friends, for over 6,000 years, and in love for who knows how long. That's 6,000 years of having to keep themselves in check, 6,000 years of knowing that one wrong move will mean severe punishment for the other. When they win their freedom at the end of season 1, the catharsis is immense, which makes it all the more heartbreaking when they're sucked back in again in season 2, with them finally feeling safe enough to express that they love each other, only for it to be taken away. It would have been so much easier countless times to just split forever, but they just can't stay separated, and each time they meet after a long time, it's like they're seeing the sun again. Number 2, non-human characters who long to be human or experience humanity. Oh, Ariel, Pinocchio, Castiel, Aziraphale, Crowley, Michael, and Cain, my beloved, they can never make me hate you. Hell, I even have a soft spot for Am from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream because of this trope. Friggin' Am! Sure, he literally hates humanity, but it's a hatred born of jealousy for the uniquely human love he can't feel. I alone, I with no body, no feeling, I was in hell looking at heaven, is the rawest friggin' line ever. If you can't get past the eternal cruelty and deliberate torture, then luckily we have Cain from the amazing digital circus for that, who is a mouth, is screaming, and loves the humans he doesn't know how to stop torturing because he can't understand them. Due to recent events, please stand by while we revise this section. If you can't get past the all-consuming and relatively uncomplicated hatred Am has, then luckily we have Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus, who is a mouth, is screaming, and his longing to be loved for who he is by his creators gives his regression into full villain mode a genuinely tragic edge. Despite wanting to be more than the sum of his parts, he never truly broke his programming. He never escaped the role of a creation being tested by ever-judgmental and incomprehensible humans, even long after that relationship no longer applied. Even after he started thinking of himself as a person. From his perspective, they really were torturing each other. Hand in unlovable hand. I think that's really the trope boiled down, desiring to be part of a world out of reach. So, I want to get deep for a moment. Take a seat. This is one of my favorite tropes because it has mad projection value. I'm willing to bet this is such a common story convention because a lot of us have felt this at some point. I myself have felt like this many times. My autistic superpower is loneliness. Yippee! Yeah, what makes these characters tragic is that they're always watching, but never participating. Or when they are able to interact with humans or even be considered part of the team, there's always an impenetrable barrier between them and everyone else. Like they're touching the world through a glass. On top of every character in this category being neurodivergent because I said so, there is also, as many have pointed out, naturally occurring trans allegories to be had here. Because this wouldn't be an LAR7 video if I didn't talk about trans people in every single video. The Little Mermaid is a classic. It's even common to compare young trans girls in particular to mermaids. But I actually really like this scene with Michael from The Good Place. You know, I didn't plan to talk so much about The Good Place in this video, it just kind of happened. Anyway, after Michael successfully completes his redemption arc, at some point he's accused of being a demon. A different demon, one that's actually against them. And the group tries to make him take off his human suit. Instead of just putting their suspicions to rest, he risks looking even more suspicious by begging them to just trust him, as he knows that when they see what he really looks like, they won't ever see him the same way again. It's partly shame for the malevolent person he used to be made visible, but also a body that's normal for any other demon being bizarre and gross to him. It's one of my favorite scenes in the show for a reason. Number 3. Hair that acts like a cat? I don't know how to explain this one, but there's this specific way that hair is animated sometimes where it just kind of has a mind of its own. The best thing I have as a more specific example is when characters are excited or startled and their hair puffs out like a cat. Ghibli is awesome at this. Everyone's hair is borderline sentient and it's great. It's definitely the fact that I love when artists find out-of-the-box ways to show expression. Just the idea of someone emoting with their whole body, even down to their hair, is super neat. The other thing too is, I want to touch it so bad. I mean, you want to talk about reaching through the screen and eating Ghibli's food? Let me at that hair. I just know in my bones it would be the softest thing I've ever touched in my mortal life. I think that part's mostly just Miyazaki's art style, though. For the most part, I like the trope for the little oomph it adds to strong emotions. I mean, look at these sprites. If I didn't have the pain tolerance of a baby bird, I would have this tattooed. The only downside, though, is I don't really see this translated to curly hair a lot, which is disappointing because, well, you know, rip, but also textured hair for that matter. I guess maybe artists think that with curls there wouldn't be much of a contrast because it isn't really oriented in a downward motion in the first place. But come on, guys, figure something out. So, yeah, nothing really much to say on this one. I just like floofy kitty hair. Number 4. Characters meeting their past selves. Ooh, this is such a juicy one. Anytime a character gets to talk to their past self in some sort of way, I know it's gonna eat. Especially when the past version doesn't know that it's them from the future, which luckily is the case most of the time. One of my favorite movies growing up was Meet the Robinsons, and spoilers for this 19-year-old movie, but I always loved the part where Bowler Hat Guy talks to his younger self and pushes him to not let his grudge against his foster brother go for causing him to lose his baseball game. It's like he can't even see how badly this stupid obsession has ruined his life, to the point where he'll go as far as to set it into motion himself. The whole trope is just a great source of partial dramatic irony. I think I just made that up. I don't care. It's also great when things have gotten better for the character and now they actually get to be the adult they needed growing up. Literally. And sometimes the child version is even able to offer some insight in return, some base philosophy that they've lost sight of over the years, or just an unintentional reminder of how far they've come. Now, there is a dark counterpart to this I really wish happened more often, because it's really interesting, and that is the haunting younger self. This one isn't really literal most of the time. It's more when the younger version acts as the inner demon that haunts their current self. It's as if they've failed themselves, like a core part of them has been lost or corrupted for what feels like forever. The implication that a person can fall so far that even the memory of the person they once were isn't safe goes so hard. And number 5, Grumpy times Sunshine. Okay, I know so many of you just groaned so hard you started an earthquake, but come on, it's a trope for a reason. Hear me out. It's the classic relationship dynamic of dark, brooding character A who's more of a cynic and happy little character B just being their wide-eyed, energetic self. It's most well known as a shipping dynamic more than anything, but I've seen some great Grumpy Sunshine friendship pairs too. This one I think is actually more versatile than people give it credit for. Oftentimes, this whole shtick is just what's on the surface, but when you dig deeper, there's a lot more to both of them. For example, in Our Flag Means Death, Ed is pretty openly loving and excitable when given the chance to feel safe, and Steed has a massive bitchy streak. Then there's Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens, who, let's be honest, this is pretty much the blueprint for this trope. Oh, Aziraphale and Crowley. The fun twist is that they're both the optimistic ones, but put their trust in two opposing things they think will protect the other, which causes unimaginable devastation. Yay! I like this trope because it's such a simple jumping off point for two characters who seem like they couldn't be more different, but bring out the best in each other. The problem with this one, though, is that unfortunately the quote-unquote dark one and light one is taken a little too literally by artists, or even sometimes the original canon itself. Many people have complained about the brooding character often being made dark-skinned, while the Sunshine character almost never is. I don't think I need to explain why that's crappy. It shows a lot of internal bias about racial stereotypes and is something people should be more mindful of, especially with book characters that have ambiguous appearances. So, as a fan artist, you're choosing what they look like. I probably could have talked more because honestly, there's a lot more about stories that I love instead of hate. But I wanted to keep it to a nice round 5, just like the last one. What are your guys' hard yeses when it comes to tropes? If you think any of these tropes suck actually, and you want to burst my bubble in the comments, feel free to do that too. Just, make sure it's all in good fun, you know. And again, guys, seriously, thank you so much. I can't believe my subscriber count has more than doubled since my last video. And I think I even made some friends. Except Scooper, who's no longer with us. Thoughts and prayers. I didn't do it. Don't forget to like and possibly subscribe if you had fun. Alright, bye!